Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting edition of high school football here on Eagle Pass Sports Central. My name is Ruben Valadez, and along with my broadcasting partner, Morris Lipson Jr., we're coming to you live today from Crowsville Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, where the Medina Valley Panthers have come in to face the homestanding Eagles. Morris, in the first game of district action for both of these teams.
Important game. Like I always say, there's actually like 3 seasons in one season. The first one is non-district, and then you get into the district, and then finally what you're looking for is to get into the playoffs. So the Eagles here tonight against this Medina Valley team that looked impressive against Burbank, putting up a lot of points. But for sure, I think after our prediction show, our Eagles are going to be ready defensively and offensively here tonight.
Medina Valley put up 70 points last week against Burbank. 70-21 was that score. They lost their first game against Bernie, 44-20. We talked to the coaches at the prediction show yesterday. They told us that the Medina Valley offense is a triple option offense, not something you see often, and something that a lot of teams have trouble with because it's all about ball handling. It's all about either the quarterback dive, the halfback dive, or the toss to the outside man. We're going to see today how the Eagle defense gets ready for that type of triple option offense.
The toss, the coin toss, Eagle Pass won the coin toss and deferred for the second half. So they are going to be kicking off to the Panthers, and we're about ready. They're teeing the football up.
Eagles are going from left to right with their gray home uniforms today. Gray tops, gray pants with orange, white, orange striping on the side, and those orange uniforms that we can see from up top. The Medina Valley Panthers with their away white uniforms. Here's Ivan Cruz with the kickoff. Ivan's used to kicking it right at the 30. And he does something similar here. This is actually a returnable ball at about the 14-yard line. Here comes the return man into your screen now. That's number 1, who will be taken out of bounds at about the 30. Connor Crisp. Well, you think printer ink is at a premium. The last 2 rosters that we've had from away schools are on like 9-point font. Just almost impossible for us old fogies to see up here in the booth.
You didn't get the magnifying glass?
I forgot it today.
They sent it with it.
These glasses just aren't enough. Now here come the Panthers. They're going to start at the 27-yard line.
Well, we're going to find out what kind of an athlete this triple option quarterback is tonight.
Here's a keeper, and that's number 17 with the football. That is the quarterback, Javier Gonzalez. We heard about him at the prediction show. Gonzalez will make it all the way to the 32 on that carry. And it is a second and about 5 now from there for the Panthers. You see on your screen, it's a tight formation. Only one wide receiver split out wide right to the top of your screen. And the quarterback, Gonzalez, under center with a deep I-back behind him. There goes the man in motion. The handoff is to the I-back right up the right side of the formation. He goes, and he'll grab a bunch of yards across the 50. Number 15 with the carry, Jason Sendejas. We heard about him as well last week on the prediction show.
Hurry up offense. Here they go, right up to the line.
Quickly to the line, the 47 of the Eagles after that run by Sendejas. Here's a keeper by Gonzalez who spins around, still on his feet at the 30, at the 25. Still going, finally brought down at the 15-yard line. So a nearly 30-yard run there for the quarterback, Gonzalez.
We haven't seen a lot of quarterbacks under center.
No, we don't, not nowadays.
That quick handoff to his running backs.
Trying to keep the action with you here. Gonzalez again will be under center. And this time the handoff goes to the up man in the formation. That's Sendejas again. And he'll get only a couple of yards to the 14, maybe just 1 yard to the 14.
Really tight formation here for Medina Valley. They're packed in there, and quickly they go up to the line of scrimmage.
Again, to the 14, the line of scrimmage. They'll get the play call from the sideline. Man in motion there, a little pitch to the outside. Good job of the Eagle defense of staying home. That pitch was to the running back, number 21, Carson Newman. And Newman gets taken down for a loss of a yard back at the 13, and it's third down now. The Eagle defense doing a good job of staying home there on the left side of the defensive formation. 3rd and 10 now from the 3rd and about 9 now back at the 15-yard line. Gonzalez will be under center. He has one receiver on either side of the formation now. There goes the man in motion. Gonzalez has a keeper. Tries the left side of the line. Gets past one defender and into the end zone for the touchdown. On the left side of the formation, a 15-yard touchdown run by the quarterback. Gonzalez puts the Panthers on the board first with 8:50 left in the first quarter.
Very smooth and nifty ball handling by Gonzalez. He really does a good job of faking his back into the line. And then, he keeps it and goes wide. And here it is, the point after.
Point after is good. And with 8:50 left here in the first quarter, the score, Panthers 7, Eagles nothing. We're going to take a break and be right back.
We forgot.
Two men back deep to receive for the Eagles after that 15-yard touchdown run by the Medina Valley quarterback, Javier Gonzalez. The Eagles now will go on offense here for the first time in this ball game. A hot day here in South Texas along the border. Kickoff is on its way, and it will go out of bounds near the 5-yard line. The penalty flag should come flying now, and the Eagles are going to have good starting field position at about the 35.
Well, we're fixing to find out the Eagle offense. You and I were talking when we went off that this could be a very high-scoring football game, and the Eagle offense is going to have to put some points on the board.
And you saw exactly the issue that Brennan had last week against this Medina Valley offense. Not only is it a running offense, but they run tough, especially Gonzalez when he's got the ball. Here come the Eagles now from the 35-yard line. Javi Barrera in the shotgun with three receivers over to the top side of the formation. Takes the snap, keeps the ball himself. Up the middle he goes. Now breaks right across the 40 all the way to midfield. And Barrera is brought down at the 49-yard line in Eagle territory. It'll be a first down from there, and quickly to the line now come the Eagles. Are going to look here to the near sideline to get the play call from offensive coordinator Chris Garcia.
Barrera in the shotgun.
Here's a handoff to Embry now, and Embry spins around and gets across the 50 into Panther territory. He'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's going to be a second and about 7 from there, but the Eagles now are in Panther territory.
That last play, the one before that, Barrera took a page from Gonzalez's playbook as he kept it and really got a lot of yardage.
From the 48, ball in the near hash mark. Barrera's in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers over the top side and Embry on his right. Barrera will drop back, lets the pass go. It's caught here on the near slot, and up towards the top of the field goes the receiver, number 9, Marco Medellin, and Medellin gets that ball to the 45.
Good job by Medellin trying to get to the outside on the far side of the field. And also the football is at Panther 45.
It's at the 3rd and 3 now for the Eagles. 7:16 left here in the first quarter. The Panthers have struck first with a long touchdown drive capped out by a 15-yard touchdown run by their quarterback, Javier Gonzalez. Barrera in the offense will look this way. We talked to offensive coordinator Chris Garcia yesterday. He's down on the field on the sideline this year. Last year he was up in the booth. He was talking about how much better he enjoys that. Here's a keeper by Barrera who spins around. He's going to be about 2 yards shy, maybe about 1.5 yards shy of the first down at the 42-yard line.
Going to be interesting here what the Eagles decide to do. A punt would put Medina Valley, I would assume, pretty deep, but the Eagles with enough confidence here to go for it.
I think the idea here also is to keep the ball away from the Medina Valley offense for as long as possible. So this is a situation here where on a 4th and about 1.5 yards, you want to try to convert and keep this drive going to just keep the ball away from Medina Valley. In a pistol formation now, Barrera will take the snap, high snap, lowers it. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be brought down back here behind the 45 at the 46 as Medina Valley defense closed in on him quickly on that zone read, and the ball will go over on downs.
Very good defensive anticipation by Medina Valley as they figured out that Barrera was going to keep it, going to the far side of the field. Had good penetration and dropped him back at the 45-yard line in Panther territory.
And so with 6:03 left here in the first quarter and a 7-0 lead, the Panthers will go back on offense at the 45-yard line. Gonzalez under center again with only one wide receiver split out wide and a tight formation behind him. The handoff is to the up man in the formation. The tailback, that is number 21, should be Carson Newman. And Newman will get 2 yards on the run to the 47.
As the game progresses, the Eagle defense should be able to pick up the ball handling that Gonzalez is doing.
We'll see if the defense can key in on that triple option and the ball handling for Gonzalez. 2 receivers here to the near side as Gonzalez goes under center. Quick pass caught by number 14 down here. He'll get it across the 50. That is Raymond Rodriguez, senior wide receiver for the Panthers. Brought down here, down the near sideline, about 4 yards shy of a first down, and the Eagle defense now will try to hold on a 3rd and 4.
What a great hit by number 3, Rodrigo Garcia, for the Eagles on defense there, because that thing was wide up against the sideline over here, almost 1-and-1.
Rodrigo Garcia, we've called his name a lot this season, all over the place on defense. Ball on the near hash mark now. Gonzalez under center. He'll hand that ball off to number 43, who gets a first down. First time we've seen him with the ball. That is Dezarin Wright. And Wright gets that ball near the 35 to the 37, and it's another Panther first down.
I guess the best way we can put it is that number 43 has a very low center of gravity.
I like how you put that, partner. Low to the ground is Dezarin Wright, and he's able to get a first down for the Panthers. Ball now is in Eagle territory at the 37-yard line. And again, that tight formation for the Panthers with only one receiver out in the formation. Gonzalez under center. He'll drop back to pass, looking downfield, down the middle of the field, and the pass is incomplete. Double coverage there. Good job by the Eagles. That pass intended for number 14, Raymond Rodriguez. Ball falls incomplete.
Well, a rare pass by the Panthers. They told us they're pretty much just going to keep it on the ground.
You say it a lot, partner. What the run does is it opens things up over the top. However, the Eagles did not bite on that. There was good bracketed double coverage on the receiver downfield on that play. 4:09 left in the first quarter now. Gonzalez under center. Again, the handoff is to Wright, and this time Wright is brought down right at the line of scrimmage to 37. Good job by the Eagle defense. And it'll be now a 3rd and 10. And it might be just me from up here in the booth, but I detect just a touch of early motion on those runs.
I was about to tell you that we've got a back in that backfield that's always half a count early. And I would think the Eagle Pass coaches are going to pick it up here in the booth.
See if they say something to the officials, because you can sure as heck see it from up here. Here's Gonzalez under center again. We'll see if they go to the air. It's a handoff to Wright again and again. The Eagle defense, not fooled, is right there to gang up on Wright after a gain of only a yard to the 36. And now on 4th and 9, we'll see what the Panthers do. Looks like maybe either the punting unit or the field goal unit is coming on. I think the Panthers are going to punt this off.
That would
well,
be
we think.
Well, true. There could be a fake. Number 1 is back there.
That's Reed Rinslow
doing the punting and standing at Eagle 48.
Connor Crisp will be punting here. He'll take the snap. There goes the pooch. We'll see if that stays out of the end zone, and it does not. So the Eagles, after that touchback, will start their drive here at the 25-yard line, and the Eagle defense will have an opportunity here again. The Eagle offense, rather, will have an opportunity here again to gain some yards, put some points on the board. But you've got to hand it, Morris, to the Eagle defense really holding tight there after the Panthers went right down the field on that first drive.
They bent a little bit, but they didn't break here on that second possession for the Panthers. And ball at the 20-yard line, and here comes Javi Barrera and gang.
2:43 left in the first quarter. 7-0 is a Panther lead. Ball is at the 20 after the touchback. Barrera's going to be in the shotgun. He'll have Luis Flores to his left. And 2 receivers on either side of the formation. As the sun just starts to set over Cozumel Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, here's Flores with the carry. He'll get 3 yards on that carry to the left side of the line. To the 23-yard line he goes. And it's going to be a 2nd and 7 for the Eagles.
You know, both teams scout each other, but it looks like the Medina Valley defense is just telling Eagle Pass, we're going to shut down the middle. We're going to shut down your running game, and you're going to have to throw this football. Well,
the Panther defense daring the Eagles to go over the air. We'll see if that play call is in the cards here. 2:15 left in the first quarter. Barrera's going to have 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 split out wide left. That should be Sebastian Velasquez over there to the top side of the formation, and a running back in the backfield with him. Motion across the formation. Barrera looks downfield, pumps once, now puts the ball down. He's going to keep it himself. Gets past one group of defenders, still on his feet as he crosses the 35 into the 38-yard line, and it's an Eagle first down, and it's exactly what you said, Morris, that the coaches had talked to us about, really putting the game in Javi Barrera's hands and letting him use his feet effectively.
Well, then, if he can get the running game going, that was going to open up our passing.
That run by Barrera gets the Eagles a first down to the 38-yard line. 1:27 left here in the first quarter. And Barrera in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to Emery. Emery stiff arms man as he gets across. Oh, that looked like a 1 from here. That's a 0. So that's Luis Flores with the carry, and Flores is able to get to the 42.
We had single coverage down here on the near sideline. Let's see if the Eagle Pass offensive coaches pick that up.
Under a minute left here, 54 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Eagles are on the move. This is their second offensive possession of the game. Ball's at the 42 after that 4-yard gain by Luis Flores. Barrera will be in the shotgun with two receivers on either side of the formation. He's going to put the slot man in motion down here to the near side. That's Sebastian Velasquez. Barrera rolling to his right, looking in that direction. Lets a pass go, and it's incomplete. Intended there at about midfield for Jeremiah Silva. I thought that's who that was. Pass is incomplete, and it brings up now a 3rd and 6 for the Eagles.
They flushed Barrera out of the pocket to his strong side, toward the near side of the field, and pass was slightly underthrown.
3rd and 6 now for the Eagles with half a minute left. Clock stops on the incompletion. Half a minute left in the first quarter. Eagles are down 7-0. Here goes Medellin in motion to the top of the formation. There's a snap. Barrera looks to his left, now looks right. Now he's going to try to keep it himself, and the defense will fall upon him there. Number 44 for the Panthers, Reese Wheeler, with the quarterback sack, and the Eagles are going to have to punt it from back here at the 39-yard line.
Number 7 and number 1 are back, standing at their own 20, about their own 30-yard line.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Eagles down 7-0. We'll take a quick break. Bastian Medina will punt this ball off. On 4th and long for the Eagles. Low snap. He's got to pick it up off the ground. Good job by Medina. Line drive kick. And it is fielded at the 20-yard line by number 7. Comes to the near side. 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet at the 45. Stiff arms the man at the 50. And finally pushed out of bounds is the return man, Miguel Gonzalez, the senior wide receiver defensive back. Junior wide receiver defensive back for the Panthers. But right at midfield, that Panther offense is good field position.
Our punter mishandled the snap, was able to pick it up, and as a result, got a really low kick. And that Medina Panther receiver really took a big risk, didn't he?
We didn't expect him to field that the way it was kicked, but he took it on kind of a hop and then was able to make it all the way down here to midfield. Ball on the near hash mark, tight formation again here for the quarterback, Javier Gonzalez, who's under center. One man split out wide here to the top. That's Raymond Rodriguez. Here's a man in motion, Newman. The handoff is to the up man. The Eagles stop him. That's Sendejas, number 15, before he can get more than a yard into Eagle territory at the 49.
I think that was a play where even the officials didn't know who had the football.
We didn't hear those whistles blow right away, and they didn't know when to call that play dead because they weren't quite sure who had the football in that pile. Again, this triple option offense by Medina Valley relies on ball handling, and you see that tight formation down there, forcing the defense to guess who's got the ball. Here's a pitch to the outside from Gonzalez to number 9, Easton Lang. And Lang is able to turn the corner over on the far side of the field and get across the 40 to the 43-yard line, setting up a 3rd and about 3 for the Panthers.
The Eagle defense concentrated in the middle of the offensive line, and they really got to do some quick pursuit when it goes outside.
When there's a pitch, as in that case, this is a keeper. Flags fly from down here from one of the line judges. That was a keeper by Gonzalez, the quarterback.
Well, did he leave a half count early?
He might have. Again, we've been looking at that from our vantage point up here in the press box, and we've seen motion early.
Oh, wow, no flag.
I guess they're going to pick it up. My man threw the flag with conviction from down here.
He did.
10.5 minutes left in the second quarter. 4th and 1 from the 41-yard line. Man in motion here. They're going to stop. Look over to the far sideline. Again, Gonzalez under center with Sendejas behind him as the eye back. The handoff is to Sendejas, and he'll move the pile forward inside the 40 to the 38-yard line, where it's going to be a first down for the Panthers.
Nothing surprising about Medina Valley, Ruben. They're going to grind it out.
9:57. That's what we heard the coaches tell us. It's ground and pound for this triple option offense from the Panthers. They've got a first down at the Eagle 38. The Eagles did win the toss and defer. They'll get the ball back first in the second half, but this Eagle defense now trying to contain the damage here in the second quarter. 7-0 is the Panther lead. And a good job by the Eagle defense.
That's
that
a
ball
fumble.
popped out at the end. They're going to call forward progress stopped on that keeper by Gonzalez, but he did lose a yard back here to the 39.
Did we just see a broken play by the Panthers where, it wasn't there what it was supposed to be?
That's exactly what it looked like.
And they lost a yard on that.
9:23 left in the second quarter. It's going to be a 2nd and 11 from the 41-yard line here for the Medina Valley Panthers. Made the trip from Castroville.
Down Highway 90.
Gonzalez under center will put a man in motion. The handoff is to Newman, and Newman moves the pile forward a couple of yards to the 37, and it's going to be a 3rd and long now for the Panthers.
No surprises from this Panther running game. The only thing we have to be really careful about is that all of a sudden don't surprise us with a pass.
That's what the Eagle defense has to be careful of. And again, we've seen those outside pitches be really effective as well for the Panther offense. Rodriguez is the only man split out wide in the formation, tight at the 37, 8:24 left here in the second quarter. Gonzalez under center will take the snap, fakes the pitch this way, now throws the ball. He's got a man wide open at the 15-yard line, and in for the touchdown goes Joseph Habe. Oh, I wonder if that's from the Habe bakery there in Castroville. In either case, young Mr. Habe has himself a touchdown wide open, just as we called it, partner. You've got to be careful with the pass after they've been running it in your gut all game long. And the Panthers now, with 8:12 left in the first half, have a 13-0 lead. Gonzalez, the quarterback, is the holder on extra points. The kick is up, and it is good. That's Waylon Payne, the place kicker. And with 8:12 left here in the second quarter, the Panthers have a 14-0 lead. .8:12 left in the first half. The Panthers alternate field goal kickers and place kickers. So the place kicker now, Connor Crisp, will be kicking off from the 40-yard line. The ball is on its way. And that kick goes into the end zone. It's going to be brought out from about 5 yards in the end zone. And the coverage team is going to meet the return man at the 15. And they will stop him at the 18-yard line, trying to get a number on, I don't know if that was Luis Flores with the return. Certainly looks that way. The Eagles will start at the 18-yard line.
If you heard my aha, it's because I was almost sure that he was not going to come out of that end zone with that football. Huh?
Once you field it that deep in the end zone, usually you want to keep the ball there. But Flores liked the coverage in front of him, the blocking in front of him, brought it out to the 18-yard line. Ball will be on the far hash mark. Barrera into shotgun with two receivers here to the near side, two out to the far side, and Luis Flores on his right now. Eagle offense has to get something going here late in the second half, particularly because if they're able to score points here to finish out the half, they get the ball back first in the second half. Flores drops straight back to pass. Here comes the defense, has to roll right. Now trying to get north and south, lets the pass go, and it is caught at the 35-yard line over on the far side of the field.
That's number 8.
Sebastian Velasquez with the catch. They're going to say it's the 34, but it's good enough for an Eagle first down. Good job there of keeping his eyes downfield by Javi Barrera when he was in trouble and scrambling away from the defense. 7:41 left in the first quarter. Eagles are on the move, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Velasquez just came off the field with a gash underneath his left eye.
The handoff here is to Luis Flores, and Flores gets across the 40 to the 42. And they're going to take a look at Sebastian Velasquez down there on the sideline. Good game by Flores on that carry. 2nd and 2 for the Eagles.
The trainer's looking at Velasquez with the binoculars. I was able to see very strange how, has that cut underneath the left eye.
We'll see what they say about Velasquez and if he's able to come back into the game. Barrera rolling right, high pass for the intended receiver down here on the near side. That's number 84, Joaquin Hernandez, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 now from the 42-yard line.
Working very hard to get Sebastian Velasquez patched up real quick and see if they can get him back out on the field.
Ball is down at the 42-yard line. The Eagles need 2 yards to get a first down. Clock stops with 6:52 after that incompletion. Barrera drops back. Pass down the middle. It's intercepted at the 47-yard line by Connor Crisp, and Crisp is going to take that ball into Eagle territory and gets past a bunch of blockers, and that's a pick six. Pick six all the way into the end zone for a touchdown on a pass down the middle. Picked off by Connor Crisp.
Barrera dropped back and either a mix-up from the receiver not being where he's supposed to be because he very confidently threw that football over the middle.
I don't think he saw the man in the area. I don't think he saw Crisp right there. And with 6:39 left, the Panthers will try this point after attempt. Waylon Payne will come on. Javier Gonzalez, the Medina Valley quarterback, is the holder on extra point attempts. The Panthers still trying to get their personnel now on the field for this point after attempt by Payne. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is on its way, and it is good. 6:39 left in the first half, 21-0 is the Panther lead over the Eagles.
Boy, that hurt.
6:39 left here in the first half, and the Eagles find themselves in a 21-point hole. It's a penalty that's going to be enforced here on the kickoff, and so the Panthers will be kicking off from the 25-yard line. We'll see what kind of leg Connor Crisp has. It's the same young man who ran that interception back for a touchdown just moments ago to make the score 20-0, followed up by the Payne extra point to make it 21-0. Crisp will kick off from the 25. Luis Flores, one of the return men back here for the Eagles. Kick is on its way. Flores will field it on a couple of hops at the 22nd, looking for some lanes to open up there, and he's able to get it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Good starting field position for the Eagles from there. And now, Morris, you've got to regroup on offense. Coach Garcia talked to us about this at the prediction show yesterday. It's like being a pitcher, he said. You just forget the last pitch where you threw maybe somebody hit a home run off of you. You come right back and you have to do it again. You have to have a short memory.
And most important right now, it's right before the end of the half. So the Eagles have got to muster something up on offense.
Have to get some points on the board here before the end of the half. Ball is at the 36-yard line. Barrera in the shotgun has Luis Flores on his right. Two receivers on either side of the formation. High snap, little trouble with the handoff there as Barrera had to bring it down and then try to put it in Flores' breadbasket. He'll be brought down for a loss of 2 yards inside the 35 to the 34 now.
The snap was actually high, and Barrera did an excellent job of bringing it down, but that just disrupted the whole timing of the play.
It throws off the rhythm there, and by the time he was able to put it in the midsection of Luis Flores, the defense was on him already. Ball is at the 34-yard line, 5:57 left in the second quarter. 2nd and 12 for the Eagles, trying to fight themselves out of a 21-0 hole. Barrera from the shotgun. Takes the snap, drops back to pass, looks downfield, now rolls right. Still looking for someone open. The pass is caught by Flores at the 40, his outlet receiver. And Flores is brought down at the 41-yard line, a gain of 7 yards on the little pitch and catch. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 now for the Eagles. Looking to convert on a 3rd down here. Very important to keep this drive open with 5:13 left. Ball in the far hash mark. Barrera's going to be in the backfield by himself. You'll have 3 receivers over to the short side, over the top side of the formation, and 2 split out here to the left. Timeout is called by Medina Valley. The Panthers wanted to see the formation for the Eagles on 3rd and 6. We'll take a break with them. 21-0 is the score.
How much time's left?
4. .457 left in the second quarter. The Eagles are looking to put some points on the board before the end of the first half. More importantly, cut this 21-point lead. Barrera is in the shotgun. He's got Flores on his left, 2 men on either side of the formation. Drops straight back, 4-man rush. He's got to step up in the pocket. Does so, keeps his eyes downfield, rolling right now. There is the pass, and it is caught over on the far side of the field. The official is going to say that is a good catch at the 28-yard line. by Sebastian Velasquez, and the Eagles have a huge first down at the 31.
What a great job by Javi Barrera. You got to hand it to him. They flushed him out of the pocket. He threw on the run.
Quick snap here from the 31. Fakes the handoff. Barrera rolls right, has room in front of him. Now turns the corner, gets north and south at the 20, at the 15, and he'll sidestep a man and go out of bounds at the 10-yard line. It's going to be a first and goal for the Eagles.
Fine job by Barrera. Saw a lot of green in front of him and took off along the far sideline.
4:38 left here in the second quarter, and the Eagles moving quickly offensively. Clock stops as Barrera went out of bounds over at the far sideline at the 10-yard line. Now with a couple of running backs in the backfield with him, the handoff is to Luis Flores, comes to the left side, puts a stiff arm up at the 8, turns a corner and into the end zone for a touchdown for the Eagles. Luis Flores with a 10-yard touchdown run puts the Eagles on the board with 4:29 left in the first half.
Well, that's just what the doctor ordered. We needed to go down the field and put some points on the board to cut into that 21-0 deficit.
Ivan Cruz will come on for the point after attempt. 21-6 is the score for now. Here is the kick on its way, and it's good. 21-7 is the score with 4:29 left in the second quarter. Eagle defense will be on the field when we come back. .429 left here in the second quarter. The Eagles just on the board after a 10-yard touchdown run by Luis Flores. Two men back deep to receive this kickoff from Ivan Cruz. It's Connor Crisp and Miguel Gonzalez. We'll see if this ball gets to them, as we've seen the Eagles special teams on kickoffs kick that ball off to the up men at the 30-yard line. Cruz setting up for the kick. It is on its way, and it does, in fact, reach the 5-yard line, where it'll be fielded by Gonzalez, who tries to get around the Eagle coverage team, gets his helmet taken off here at the about 14-yard line. And Gonzalez, none too happy that his helmet came off. I don't think that was on purpose. I think it just kind of came off during the course of the tackle. But more importantly, bad starting field position for the Panthers, so the defense is in a good position here. If they can hold here, then the Eagles might have enough time not only to score points, but for sure they'll get the ball back first in the second half. So big series here for the Eagle defense.
It's step-up time for the Eagle defense. And
ball's at the 12. And Medina Valley will start from there with 4:21.
They step off some yardage here.
This is
puts it at the 6.
Half the distance, and that probably had something to do with the fit that Gonzalez threw because he was upset that his helmet came off. So they'll start at the 6. Javier Gonzalez under center. Pitches it back. There's a fumble in the end zone. If the Eagles can fall on top of it, that's going to be a touchdown or very close to it. They're going to say that the Panthers were able to fall on it at the half-yard line. Something went wrong with the pitch there, and if the Eagles had just been able to fall on top of it, we would have been in business.
Boy, I tell you what, there's not much room between that football and the goal line. That's really about as close as you can get to it.
And we'll see if Javier Gonzalez just pushes his way forward. That's exactly what's going to happen. They'll bring him down at the 5.
And there's a fumble.
Well, the Eagles have come up with the football. The ball on the ground. The Panther offense is still on the field pleading with the referee. I guess saying that Gonzalez was down, but very important, we didn't hear any whistles, Morris.
No, we did not.
As Gonzalez was brought to the ground, next thing you know, the Eagle defense comes up out of the pile with that football, and the Eagle offense now is in business with the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 6.
He kept trying to fight for extra yardage, and the Eagles were able to strip him of the football.
3:48 left. And the Eagle offense will come back onto the field for a 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Javi Barrera is going to have Embry and Flores in the backfield with him. And 2 receivers to the left side. The handoff again to Luis Flores. There he goes, north and south on the right side and the left side of the line. And in for the touchdown, his second one of the game, goes Luis Flores. And just like that, in a matter of minutes, the momentum has shifted here at Coastal Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, and the Eagles are right back in this 21-13 for now.
And like we mentioned, both the Eagle offense and the Eagle defense have come through here late in the first half.
When they needed to step up, both units have done so. Ivan Cruz on for the point after attempt to make this a 7-point game. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And just like that, within about 3.5 minutes of game time, we've got a 21-14 lead for the Panthers. We're going to take a break. Scored the previous touchdown with 4:29 left in the first half. They scored that last one with 3:42 left. So again, in just over a minute of real time, the Eagles have come back, Morris, rather impressively to make this a 1-touchdown game. That kickoff from Ivan Cruz goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now with 3:42 left, you have to be careful that you don't let Medina Valley put any more points on the board before the end of the half. Have to try to get the ball back, knowing that you're going to get the ball back first in the second half.
But momentum here on the Eagles side here. And again, sort of like another carbon copy of a little while ago, this ball's coming out to the 25 on the far hash mark. And time for the Eagle defense again to go to work, see if they can get this football back before the half.
Looks like that Eagle defense has made some adjustments here late in the first half and is able to contain that Panther offense. 3:42 left in the first half. Man in motion. The keeper by Gonzalez, the quarterback, still on his feet as he crosses the 35 into the 38-yard line. A 13-yard gain there for the Panthers, and it's a first down on the carry by Gonzalez. 3:26 left in the first half. Eagles do have all 3 of their timeouts left. The Panthers have used 1 in this first half already. Gonzalez under center. There is the handoff to Sendejas, and Sendejas gets stood up at the 40. They'll give him forward progress to the 41, again of 3 yards on the carry. He's going to make it 2nd and 7 for the Panthers now from there. 3:02 left here in the second quarter.
Eagle defense here again in an area of this field where they have to be careful. They're probably expecting a run, make sure that they don't get behind us.
But Eagles secondary has to be on the lookout, make sure that a receiver doesn't get behind them. At the end of the line is the man who caught the touchdown previously. There's some early motion exactly by the man I was looking at. That's number 3, Joseph Habe, who scored the second touchdown on a long pass. And Habe, a little anxious to start there. The false start will cost the Panthers 5 yards in the opposite direction.
And still an opportunity here for the Eagle defense to get the football back.
Second and 11 from the 36-yard line. After the penalty, one receiver on either side of the formation for the Panthers this time. Dropping back to passes Gonzalez. That pass is caught at the 35, and up the field goes Rodriguez, and he's able to get about a yard. He's brought down a yard shy of the first down at the 46-yard line.
And that was number
4. 3rd and 1 from there.
Number 14 came back for that pass.
1:59 left. We're going to have a timeout called on the field. Oh, there's actually, looks like there's a man down over on the far side for the Eagles. We'll take a timeout with the teams down on the field with 2 minutes left. This is actually the 2-minute timeout is what it is before the end of the half. After the 2-minute timeout on a 3rd and 1, come the Panthers. The handoff is to Sendejas. He's got a first down and more. Actually, the ball carrier is Gonzalez, the quarterback, and he gets to the 49-yard line. There's a man down on the field for the Eagles. It's a first down for the Panthers. After that run by Gonzalez, 1:55 left here. Clock stops as they look after the man who's down on the field, and that'll give us an opportunity to take a quick break. A minute 55 left in the first half. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 49-yard line. The handoff, that's actually a keeper again by Gonzalez, And Gonzalez is able to turn the corner over on the far side of the field. He'll make it all the way to the 40-yard line in Eagle territory before he's taken out of bounds. These last couple of plays, excellent ball handling by Javier Gonzalez, just tricking that Eagle defense and thinking Sendejas, the dive man, is the one who has the ball, but Gonzalez actually comes up there on those quarterback sweeps and is able to gain a bunch of yards. A minute 29 left here in the second quarter. There's the man in motion. And now the Panthers will look over to the far sideline for the audible. A minute 21 left. Clock is ticking here. 2 timeouts left for the Panthers in Eagle territory now at the 38-yard line. Gonzalez keeps it himself, drops back to pass. Pass down the middle. It is caught and brought down inside the 15-yard line is the receiver, number 9, Easton Lang. And Lang gets the Panthers all the way deep into, well, they're going to walk this back. Get a call from our official. It is a hold that's going to go against the Panthers. It'll wipe out that long pass inside the 15, and we'll take it.
What a big break for the Eagles, as that ball was going to be inside the 10-yard line.
So after that penalty, it'll be 1st and 20. Ball is back here in Eagle territory at the 48-yard line. Gonzalez in the shotgun now. We haven't seen much of that in this game. He's been under center all game long. Quick pass here to the right side. Connor Crisp makes the catch. Another flag flies down here at the 45. And this is going to be an interesting call to see maybe offensive pass interference. That looked like it might have been a pick as Crisp came open, but we'll see what the call is.
He is calling up, it looks like, a push-off by the...
Looks like it's going to be pass interference. Alfredo Fred Juarez is our referee. Pass interference on the offense. That's exactly what it was down here. It was a pick. They picked off one of our defensive backs, and that's what freed up Crisp for that catch. That's going to cost him 15 yards. It's going to move him all the way back here to the 37 in their own territory. Going to be 1st and forever now with 48 seconds left in the first half.
Well, the Eagles now looking for a turnover.
Looking to get the ball back if they can. Clock is running now. Medina Valley's probably now going to just grind out the clock and go into halftime. Here's a keeper by Gonzalez. Up the middle he goes. You're going to drop him at the 40. Where it's going to be a 2nd down now and long. And the Eagles will use one of their 3 timeouts with 23 seconds left. Try to get the ball back if at all possible. Is this another penalty against the Panthers?
Let's see the official coming to let the referee know.
Yeah, Fred Juarez is going to let us know what this is. 3 straight penalties on the Panthers.
Is that a sideline infraction?
Dead ball foul. Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct. Yes. And that's going to set the Panthers back all the way to the 25-yard line.
You know, Ruben, that ball could have been at the inside the Eagle 10.
That's right. And 3 plays ago.
And now it's over at the 25. What a turn of events, huh?
3 straight offensive penalties by the Panthers have pushed them back all the way to the 25. They have to reach the Eagle 28 for a 1st down. There's 21 seconds left here in the first half. And I believe the Eagles have called a timeout here to get the clock to stop. And of course, the Eagle defense is looking for a couple of quick stops. They'll use those timeouts and hopefully be able to get the ball back here with an opportunity to do something with it before the end of the half, which is just 21 seconds away. The Eagles, again, won the toss and deferred before kickoff, and so they will get the ball back first. But, partner, about midway through the second quarter, things look bleak for this Eagle team. 21-0 was the Panther lead, and the Eagles have done an amazing job of coming back, closing the gap to 7 points. And now, at the end of the second quarter, the Panthers are way deep in their own territory and have a long way to go to get a first down.
Well, do you try to move this ball, or do you just let the clock go out?
Well, the Eagles do have 2 timeouts left. They've got to try to advance it. More than that, they've got to be careful, make sure that no one springs loose. That's Sendejas with the carry. Sendejas gets across the 35 to the 37, and again, quickly, the Eagles will call a timeout. That leaves 15 seconds on the clock. Sendejas gets to the 36, an 11-yard gain for him on the carry, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and very long now for the Panthers.
You know, it's never over till it's over, is the old saying. So the Eagles playing it down to the very last few seconds.
You are a Yankee fan after all, and longtime Yankee catcher Yogi Berra.
Yogi-isms.
One of those Yogi-isms. It ain't over till it's over.
So this is 3rd down and a bunch to go. I really mean a bunch. They got to get to the 28-yard line in Eagle territory to get a first down. So what the Eagles have got to be careful, don't get surprised and let somebody get behind you on a pass.
Twice now that's happened to the Eagles. One of them was called back by a penalty. One of them led to the second Panther touchdown of the game. But you're absolutely right. This Eagle defensive secondary has to make sure that no one gets behind them with 15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Gonzalez under center. The handoff will go to Sendejas. He'll put his head down and churn his legs all the way near the 45. The Eagles are going to call their last timeout of the half. That comes with 10 seconds left. The Panthers will punt off. And let's see if the Eagles have an opportunity with 10 seconds to maybe run a punt back or put something, a quick punt return, and then maybe Barrera can heave one into the end zone in the waning minutes of the first half.
We've seen some really big turn of events here after the Panthers were off to a 21-0 lead, and the Eagles quickly put 14 points on the board. Nothing says that you can't get a run back, a punt return, a punt for a touchdown.
With 10 seconds left. Now, the other thing is you want to see if the Panthers even give you anything that's returnable. They might just punt the thing out of bounds. You can have your punter run around for 10 seconds if you want, if you really don't want the Eagles to get the ball back before the end of the half. So we'll see what the Panthers decide to do here now that their punting team is on.
Let me put it to you this way. To run around for 10 seconds could seem like an eternity.
That's easy for me to say, I guess, but 10 seconds is actually a really long time if you're running around with the football. But it is Connor Crisp, their all-around athlete, who's going to receive this snap for the punt. Looks like Luis Flores is back here to return that at about his own 20. Crisp with the right-footed punt. It goes straight up in the air. That's actually Sebastian Velasquez who was waiting for it back there. That punt will go out of bounds on the near sideline. Boy, that took 9 seconds, and there is 1 second left on the clock here. So we're going to see where they spot this.
Some good hang time.
That was a lot of hang time. That thing went straight up in the air. Smart play again if you're the Panthers. You tell your punter, kick it straight up. We want to give a shout out to the Armando Serna cheer squad who's here tonight. We had a couple of the girls come up and visit us in the booth pre-game. So hello to all of the students, teachers, faculty, and administration, and of course the cheerleaders from Armando Serna Elementary School. There is a second left here in the first half. Barrera will be in the shotgun, and this is going to be either a bunch of laterals, partner, or we're going to see what kind of arm Javi Barrera has and see if he can heave one as far down as he can. The handoff is to Luis Flores, spins around. Flores will get some good yardage to add to his stats for tonight's game, but that is the end of the first half with the score. Panthers 21, Eagles 14. Eagles do get the ball back. If you're listening to us on iVision, we'll be back for the start of the second half. For those of you joining us on our Eagle Pass Sports Central Facebook page and YouTube channel, we do want to thank our sponsors, Brown Chevrolet of Eagle Pass, Ancira Ford of Eagle Pass, State Representative Eddie Morales, and Choch's Barbecue for their sponsorship of not only the prediction shows throughout the football season, but of these broadcasts as well. 21-14 is the Panther lead over the Eagles. We'll be back for the second half of action here on Eagle Pass Sports Central.
Good evening, everyone. Aren't you glad you're a Panther? Don't you wish everyone was? Now, here they are from Fredericksburg to Gettysburg, Austin to Boston, Alice to Dallas, from over the Red River to the Rio Grande, and everywhere in between. We proudly present to you the pride of Medina Valley, the mighty Panther Band. The band is under the field direction of drum majors Summer Richardson, Ronnie Gonzalez, and Austin Lutz. Color guard officers are Captain Savannah Stein and Lieutenants Gabrielle Garza, Jalen Lewis, and Chloe Guerrero. Our section of the week is the Low Reeds. Band member of the week is freshman Mario Salazar. Percussion member of the week is sophomore Caleb Torres. And color guard member of the week is freshman Ashlyn Anderson. Now, the band will perform a portion of their 2025 marching show, Whimsy. No one remembers when it first arrived. It didn't knock, it simply slipped in on the breeze. You don't chase Whimsy, it finds you, reminding us not to take life too seriously and showing that love, like Whimsy, often appears when we least expect it. So don't just live your life, let your passion burn bright and live it to the fullest. Tonight, the Panther Band will present an exciting four-part performance. Part 1, Pegasus, features a clarinet trio with senior Tylene Cruz Rosario, senior Kenny Yeager, and sophomore Madison Lee. Part 2, Satiric Dances, showcases a bass clarinet duet performed by junior Lily Solis and senior Patty Yeager. Part 3, Die With A Smile, highlights soloist sophomore Jaira Beltner and flute, senior Andrew Vines on alto saxophone, junior Josiah Gonzalez on flugelhorn, junior Leonard Santos on trombone, and senior Alyssa Anderson on trumpet. Finally, Part 4, Kingfishers Catch Fire, features a woodwind quartet with senior Andrew Vines on alto saxophone, sophomore Quinty McGee on tenor saxophone, freshman Soledad Duran on clarinet, and senior Patty Yeager on bass clarinet. We present a performance of pride, the Medina Valley Panther Marching Band. The Medina Valley Panthers started by Juan Carlos Rodriguez, Josué Solunde, Carlos Navarro, Raymond C. Flores, Jessica Maple, Kaylee Parker, and Carlos Jimenez. Our student teacher is Amanda Tapia. The color guard instructor is Nicole Solunde, with Jacob Lozano assisting her. The band would also like to thank marching techs Anthony Mitchell, Andrew Sanchez, James McAfee, and Marching onto the field with 42 years of consecutive first division wins at UIL marching contests. The Mighty Eagle Band. Tonight, the Mighty Eagle Band will be performing their 2025 UIL marching show entitled Shadows in the Heart, music by Millicent James. Under the field direction of head drum major Wayne Burke and assistant drum majors Luna Barrendo and Savannah John. Technical officers are First Lieutenant Anaya Russell, Co-Captain Abigail Palacios, Captain Angela Ramos, Guard of the Week are Gabriela Garcia and Eddie Beth Goldberg. The section of the week are the baritone section. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Mighty Eagle Band.
Live with you for the second half of action here from Cozumel Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. 21-14 is the Panther lead starting the third quarter. The Eagles, importantly, will have the ball back first here at the beginning of the third quarter. 2 men back to receive this kickoff for the Eagles. That's Luis Flores and Sebastian Velasquez back there at about their own 5. This kick is headed towards Luis Flores. He's going to field it at the 6. Come here to the middle of the field. If he can cut north and south, he's got some good lanes to run there, and the Eagles are going to have good starting field position near the 30 at the 28. This first drive for the Eagle offense, Morris, critical to set the tone in this second half.
Well, we'll see 2 things. What the Eagles have adjusted at halftime, and we'll also see if we see any new wrinkles in the Medina Valley defense.
See what kind of adjustments both of these teams made at halftime in the locker room. The Eagles are starting at their own 28-yard line, moving from right to left, trailing by 7 points. Barrera's in the shotgun with 2 running backs in the backfield with him. Here goes Velasquez in motion to the top side. The handoff is to Luis Flores. He's got room on the right side of the formation. And Flores will reach all the way to the 34, just shy of the 35 there. They'll get, well, the official on the far side is at 35, and now that's where they'll mark him about 3 yards shy of a first down.
The Eagles' strategy here has got to be to open up the running game and draw in the defense so they can open up their passing game.
What they need is to bring that defense and have that defense looking into the backfield so that they can then go over to the top to their receivers, Jeremiah Silva and Sebastian Velasquez. 2nd and 3 for the Eagles here from the 35-yard line. Barrera's in the shotgun. He's got Lopez on his right and Embry on his left in the backfield just at the start of the second half. Deep drop back for Barrera. He's going to take it himself. He's got room, runs to the far sideline, and still able to get north and south over near the far sideline. Great job using his legs there by Javier Barrera. He's got an Eagle first down at the 49.
Once he stepped up in the pocket and he saw the big hole there in the middle, then he turned on the rockets and headed to the far sideline.
14-yard gain gives the Eagles a first down, and quickly to the line comes the offense. There's the snap. The handoff this time is to Embry, and Embry's brought down at the line of scrimmage, the 49, and no further. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Eagles.
Critical for the Eagles is to, on 1st and 2nd down, to actually get enough yardage to have short 3rd down conversions.
It's exactly how they started this drive with a big 7-yard run by Luis Flores. You're right, partner. They've got to get themselves in 2nd and 3rd and medium in order to convert. 2nd and 10 here from their own 49-yard line. Barrera looks here to the sideline. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 split out wide right. Luis Flores is in the backfield. Barrera makes adjustments at the line. Now he'll take the snap, fakes the handoff, quick pass, caught at the 45-yard line, and yards after catch. Good job there, number 84 for the Eagles, Joaquin Hernandez, with the catch in the middle of the field and then able to take the ball up. That should be enough for a first down from our vantage point up here in the booth. They're going to be maybe a yard shy. Well, the chains are moving over on the far side.
They are.
And that is going to be enough for a first down at the 46.
Big number 84 made for a big target there and caught the football and then got some good yards after the catch.
Squared up, gave Barrera a good target right up the near hash mark, and Barrera found him there. The young man did the rest himself. Hernandez in motion now. Here's Velasquez in motion. The handoff is to him on the wide receiver jet sweep. And Velasquez does a great job of turning upfield as he neared the 35. That's going to be another Eagle first down. Sebastian Velasquez running the ball for good yards all the way to the 26. So first down again for the Eagles. 9:12 left here in the third quarter. Eagles with the ball to start off the second half, all the way in Panther territory now. Here's a quarterback draw. Lots of room for Barrera. Turns on the Jets and into the end zone for the touchdown. Untouched, Javi Barrera with a 26-yard touchdown run to make it 21-20 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Most definitely that the Eagle offense figured out that they had to get make Javi Barrera more of a threat. And obviously they picked something up that has paid off here on this drive.
That touchdown comes with 9 minutes into third quarter, and Ivan Cruz is an extra point away from tying this thing up almost midway through the third quarter. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And we have ourselves a tie ball game with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Come back for more. All tied up at 21. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. The Eagles have come back from a 21-0 deficit midway through the second quarter to tie this game up on their first drive of the second half. Here's a kickoff by Ivan Cruz. It is going to go over the head of one of the return men, and that's a live ball, and it's actually going to go out of bounds. Boy, if that thing had stayed in bounds, the Eagles would have had the Panthers in excellent position. Unfortunately, that thing spun back towards the end zone. The flag on the kickoff out of bounds, and the ball is going to end up at the 35. But for a moment there, Morris, that really looked like something.
Well, let me tell you, that football hit it about the 1, I think, and then bounced back out toward the 5. The only problem is that the bounce took it out of bounds. And we had a little bit better coverage down there, I think we could have had us a football.
That was live there for about 4 yards, bouncing around before it went out of bounds. But that'll give the Panthers good field position at the 30. Here comes that triple option attack again with Javier Gonzalez under center. Man in motion. It's a keeper by Gonzalez, but there are flags pre-snap on the play. We talked about this a couple of times in the first half. There appears to be some pre-snap motion in some of what the Panthers do in this tight offense. And you wonder if at halftime maybe some of the Eagle coaches had the ear of the officials and let them know, hey, keep a lookout for these pre-snap, early starts.
What it is it's just a little half count, anticipation that allows the back to hit the hole that split second. And with Gonzalez's good ball handling, that makes a difference.
It absolutely does. Good analysis there, partner. That's what the difference is. 25 yards at the 25-yard line, rather, after the 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 from there. Gonzalez under center. There's the man in motion. Here is a keeper by Gonzalez, and somebody better catch up to him. He goes to the far side of the field, 45 midfield before being taken out of bounds. We saw that play work a bunch in the first half. The Eagle defense concentrates on Sendejas, the dive man, and excellent ball handling by the quarterback, Gonzalez. He comes out of there with the football, and before you know it, he's got 10, 15 yards on
him.
Not
only that, we left the corner open on the far side, and once Gonzalez was able to cut the corner, this quarterback has good speed.
Deceptive speed. He doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he eats up yards quickly. Gonzalez under center now at midfield. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from there. This time the handoff does go to Sendejas, and the Eagles are saying they've got the ball, but the official on the far side is going to call Sendejas down at the 45-yard line. There is a man injured for the Panthers back here at about midfield.
I saw him. I think this looks like a cramp. I think he's cramping up, but we're going to find out if they pull that leg up and start doing exactly what they're doing.
Like say, you've been around sports a long time, partner, and you know exactly what a cramp looks like when a kid hits the floor. And that young man is going to go off under his own power on the far side of the field after the trainers did exactly what you thought they would do, which is stretch that leg and work that cramp out. Ball's at the 45-yard line. It's a 2nd and 5. The Eagle defense trying to hold here with 8:15 left in the third quarter. 2 receivers here to this side. The last time we saw this, Gonzalez dropped back and passed. We'll see if that's the case here or if they stay on the ground. They'll keep it on the ground. The handoff is to number 43, to Zarin Wright. And Wright will get to the 42-yard line, about 2 yards shy of a first down.
This is actually 2-down territory. We figure if they don't make it here, they'll probably go for it.
They'll stay on the field. The offense will and go for it on 4th down in this section and needing only 2 yards now to get a first down. Gonzalez under center, man in motion. It is a handoff to Sendejas, and Sendejas not quite from the spot I'm seeing. They need to get to the 40, and they're going to spot this at the 40.5. So it's 4.5 a yard line to get here.
Well,
that was actually Wright again, Zarin Wright with the carry.
What do you do here? Do you as a defense try to anticipate a count and maybe blitz somebody up the middle?
Well, here's number 3 who caught one of the touchdown passes split out wide right. You don't want him to catch you by surprise over the top. The Panthers are going to look for the audible over on the far side of the field. Gonzalez will make adjustments, and he'll come back under center with 6:58 left, and it is a keeper. Gonzalez will move the pile for a first down all the way to the 36.
Little quarterback sneak.
What they call a tush push nowadays. Up in Philadelphia, the Eagles have made that move famous.
How long do you figure before they make that illegal?
I think it's coming. From what I understand, the vote was close at the owners' meeting this past year, and I think we're going to see that probably during the next offseason. 6.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Tie ball game at 21, but the Panthers are on the move. Late pass. That ball hit the ground but went out of bounds over on the far side, and the Panthers are lucky again that ball didn't stay in bounds. A very late pitch to Easton Lang.
Well, not only that, the Eagle defense had that defense perfectly. He had no choice but to pitch it out, and I think he pitched it out a little early.
A 1-yard loss on that ball going out of bounds at the 38, 37. And it's a 2nd and 12. Gonzalez again with the keeper, and he'll get to the 30. A gain of 8 yards on the carry. But that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4, and we'll see if the Eagle defense can find a stop from somewhere here. We see substitutions now on the defensive line for the Eagles.
We really haven't seen a lot of the kicking game tonight, have we? Which was so prevalent for the Eagles.
First, especially the last 2 games for the Eagles. Ivan Cruz coming up big for them. 5:44 left in the game. Here's a 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. It's a pitch again, this time to Newsom, and Newsom has room on the far sideline. He's going to get a first down inside the 20 to the 18.
So the Panthers trying to answer the Eagles here quickly after the Eagles have tied this football game.
Quickly to the line come the Panthers. Tight formation again. Rodriguez split out wide right. It's a keeper by Gonzalez. And boy, Gonzalez, once he gets that snap, just pretty much stands up. No whistles yet. There are the whistles now. And Gonzalez gets all the way to the 4-yard line. A 14-yard gain on what looks to, you see it from up here, and he just kind of takes the ball, stands up, and moves forward with it. And the line, the pile gets moved. Quickly to the line come the Panthers on a 1st and goal from the 4. Gonzalez under center. He'll try it again. Dives forward. Down at the 1. 2nd and goal from there.
There's a penalty. Something's going on. Something was said. Really late penalty. That was a dead ball foul.
That came as they were trying to untangle the pile. And we're going to see in which direction they call this. This game has been chippy at times throughout the first half. And in fact, Medina Valley, I think, had 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in the first half that cost them a bunch of yards. The officials are talking about it. Fred Cruz is our lead referee here, and he's going to tell us dead ball foul. It's going to go against the Eagles. Half the distance from where that ball was is to the half-yard line. And it's a 1st and goal from there. 5:01 left in the third quarter. Medina Valley Panthers are knocking on the door here at the half-yard line after the Eagles have already scored in this third quarter. Gonzalez with the handoff to Wright, and Wright will go in for the half-yard touchdown. A 13-play, 70-yard drive for the Panthers that ends in a touchdown run. 27-21 is the score for now with the point after attempt coming.
And this ball game probably, if it continues this way, will go right down to the wire.
That's what I expect based on what we've seen so far. There is the kick from Waylon Payne. It's good. And the score now, 28-21 with 4:43 left in the third quarter. .443 left in the third quarter, and we've had dueling touchdowns here in the second half. 1 possession for each of these teams and 1 touchdown for each of these teams. Long drives for both of them. This is going to be muffed at the 5-yard line. It's got to be picked up by Luis Flores, and he's going to be brought down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. And the Eagles are going to have to try to get some points starting from deep in their own territory.
Situations like that makes it a little bit more difficult because you have to sustain the drive from deep in your own territory. You really have no margin for any kind of error.
That's right. And the worst thing that could happen to you here, of course, is a 3 and out where you don't gain any yardage. So the Eagles, again, have to eat up a bunch of yards here on their way to a score.
Either that or you have a lot of field in front of you to go deep.
That's right. 4:35 left. We'll see what they do on first down here. Barrera's in the shotgun. He's got Luis Flores on his left. 3 receivers to the top side of the formation. 1 man split out wide left here. Barrera drops back. There goes the long pass. He's got Barba open, in and out of his hands. Jesus Barba had 2 or 3 steps on his man down here, streaking down the near sideline. Just could not make the catch.
They got the defensive scheme they wanted. 3 receivers were to the far side. We did get 1-on-1 coverage down here on the near sideline, and a well-thrown pass.
Barrera put it in the basket there, just through the hands of Jesus Barba. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 now with 4:29 left in the third quarter. Ball on the near hash mark. Flores is going to come over to the right hip of Javi Barrera. 2 receivers on either side of the formation here. 3 down linemen. All the linebackers are backing up, at least for now. They'll bring an extra lineman here. Barrera's got the ball himself, trying to find room at the 25, at the 30. Still going, and comes out of bounds near the 35 at the 34-yard line, but that's good enough for an Eagle first down after a 20-yard gain.
Medina Valley has got to respect Javi Barrera's speed, because once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he's very versatile as to where he can cut to.
Did a good job of setting up his blocks there, too, following his blockers as he came to their side. 4:21 left in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Luis Flores. Tries the left side of the line. He'll come across the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming down for the Eagles. Flores will come off the field. Here's Embry coming into the backfield. Avery Embry in the backfield now with Javi Barrera. 3 receivers over to the top side and 1 split out wide left. Here's Jesus Barba. Barrera again with the quarterback draw. Bounces left, now cuts upfield, and he'll have another Eagle first down to the 45-yard line.
Now we have a situation here is that Barrera's helmet came off, so he's going to have to come off the field for a play.
Jay Jaques will come on to sub in for him. He'll be in the backfield along with Avery Embry. 3 receivers over to the top side for Jaques, who moves Embry to his left now. We haven't seen Luis Flores come back onto the field. 3:11 left in the third quarter. Jay Jaques will put a man in motion. There is the snap. The handoff is to the sweep man coming this way. That's Sebastian Velasquez, and he gets thrown down after a gain of only a couple of yards to the 47.
As Javi Barrera heads on back onto the field.
Barrera back now in the backfield. Still Avery Embry in the backfield along with Barrera. Luis Flores, I don't know if he's being tended to here down in the sideline, but has not been able to come back on for now. Barrera waits the snap. They'll look to this sideline for the audible from Coach Chris Garcia. 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Panthers up 28-21. Eagles looking to answer here and score their second touchdown of the second half. Barrera fakes the handoff to Embry, keeps himself, bounces right, has blockers, now gets north and south at the 40, 35, and taken out of bounds over on the far side of the field at the 32-yard line into Panther territory.
Barrera with a good job on the far side of the field. They had a Panther stay home over there, but Barrera able to sidestep him, juke him.
You mentioned it a little while ago. You get the sense that he's really has good field vision, downfield vision to set up those blocks and find the lanes that he needs to find. And on this drive specifically, Barrera has really used his legs effectively. 2:10 left, clock stops as Barrera goes out of bounds on the far side. Ball is at the 32-yard line on the far hash mark. 3 receivers here to the near side, 1 split out wide right, and Barrera in the backfield. Here is a keeper on the zone read. He'll put his head down, and no gain there. Back to the 32, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Barrera gets up a little gingerly, but he's okay.
The zone reads really ask a lot of the quarterback. You've got to almost instantaneously find out whether that end is going to crash in so that you can hand off to the running back, or if he's going to stay on the outside so you can keep the ball yourself. So far, Barrera's done a good job of that. They caught him there on that one for no gain. 2nd and 10 with 1:30 left in the third quarter. This is Sebastian Velasquez in the slot with lots of room in front of him. No one's really in front of Sebastian Velasquez. Now Velasquez will move to the other side in motion across the formation to the top side. Barrera looks that way, pumps once, rolls right, keeping his eyes downfield. There's a pass, and it is in and out of the hands of Sebastian Velasquez, who got drilled in the back just as the ball reached him.
He was right at the first down marker, but actually had double coverage on him. And Velasquez did a good job of trying to climb the ladder.
Yep. And it was while he was up in the air trying to get that ball that the defender, the secondary, the defensive back came in and hit him in the back. 1:13 left in the third quarter. 3rd and 10 for the Eagles from the 32-yard line. You'd like to think down here in this part of the field, this is 4-down territory. Barrera in the shotgun with the running back on his left. The back stays in for protection. Barrera down the field he goes, and it is intercepted. No, in and out of the hands of Crisp, who nearly had an interception right at the goal line. Velasquez had gotten behind the coverage, had Sebastian Velasquez, but the ball just not quite there. And Crisp was able to go up and try to bat that down, try to intercept it.
That was double coverage down there. Look at what Medina Valley's doing different. They bring in their linebackers in really tight, and then right before the play, after they sort of read, they'll drop them back.
They're dropping that linebacker core back. They're really only rushing 3. Maybe they'll bring an extra backer. They've done that already a couple of times. 4th and 10 for the Eagles. They've got to reach the 22-yard line to keep this drive going. Here comes the pressure. Barrera steps up, lets the pass go. And that pass is caught by Jesus Barba in the end zone about 4 yards deep. And the Eagles have a touchdown. Flags on the play as there was an excessive celebration, I think, after that touchdown is going to cost the Eagles probably some yardage. And let me tell you what that's about. Sebastian Velasquez was manhandled on that play as that ball made its way down there. They had a full grasp of his jersey. Barba was the one that was able to get close and make that catch. But there was a lot of conversation, if you will, after that touchdown.
And then Barba, what he did, we had number 7 from Medina Valley down on the hit, and he stood over him and taunted him. So we'll see which way this flag goes.
It's going to go against the Eagles for unsportsmanlike conduct. They're going to enforce it on the kickoff. So Ivan Cruz will have a point after attempt from the regular spot at the 10-yard line. 1:03 left. The Eagles have just scored to come within a point of Medina Valley. 28-27 is the score for now. And there is a stoppage in play. And I think what the coach on the far sideline is asking is why they're going to enforce that penalty on the kickoff and not on the point after. Maybe.
Well, I don't think it's a point after, so I don't think you can penalize a point after. So
looks like the coach got his answer, and we're gonna try this again. That is a good way to ice a kicker.
It was a good try, though.
Yeah, on a point after attempt. Let's see if Cruz can nail this to bring the score even. He fell as he kicked that, but he was able still to get the kick through, and we have got a tie ball game again with 1:03 left in the third quarter, all tied up at 28. Don't you dare go away. The ending of this game is going to be a doozy. After the enforcement of that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the touchdown, the Eagles are going to kick this off from the 25-yard line. You've got two Medina Valley defenders standing at about their own 17. That's Connor Crisp, and Miguel Gonzalez back there. And Cruz. Oh, that's a live ball. No one had picked it up, and we had an Eagle very close to it over there at about the 36 or so. Finally, one of the up men for the Panthers is able to fall on top of it. And as we expected after that penalty, the Panthers are going to have good field position near the 40 at the 38.
We got such a great bounce that time in favor of the Eagles. Our defensive coverage was on the other side of that. Had it been to this side, we could have recovered that.
I think so. There was already a man close enough there to try to make a stab at it. It just took a bounce in the direction of a Panther coverage man. A minute left in the third quarter. We're all tied up at 28, and here come the Panthers with Javier Gonzalez under center, Crisp in motion here to the near side. Problems with the handoff, but Wright, I believe the man with the football, is able to get it and dive to the 41. 3-yard gain there. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Panthers. Ball is at the 41. There's half a minute left in this third quarter. Here's a handoff again to Wright. And Wright is stopped after a gain of only a yard to the 42.
You know, Ruben, this ball's going to be on the left hash mark, way on the opposite side of the field. Don't doubt it one bit. They might fake it into the middle of the line and have Gonzalez head our way.
That's right. When we come back, that ball is going to be on the near hash mark as we switch sides of the fields for the start of the fourth quarter, all tied up at 28. Start of the fourth quarter, 3rd and 6 for the Panthers here. From the 42-yard line, ball on the near hash mark as the Eagles now going from left to right, defending the north end zone here for the start of the fourth quarter. From under center, Gonzalez puts Crisp in motion. The toss is out to him. If the Eagles can stay home, they will be able to stop him after a gain of only a yard. Excellent job by that Eagle defense of not being fooled, staying home. And Crisp gains only a yard. And now, very interesting to see what this Medina Valley team will do. It looks like, for now, the punting team is coming on.
It's early in the fourth quarter, so you would want to figure that they might want to pin the Eagles back deep.
Ryan Rea will go back to receive this punt at the 25. Connor Crisp, a dangerous athlete, will take the snap and get the punt off. Rea will let that bounce, and that takes a very good bounce into the end zone. Luckily for a touchback. Boy, that could have been really dangerous as Rea let that bounce past him. And for a minute there, it looked like that was going to be down inside the 5. But you say it all the time, partner, that ball has a funny shape. And sometimes it takes bounces that you don't think it will.
That Panther was right there, and he thought he was going to get it down it at the 1, and it took that funny bounce and went into the end zone.
There is some discussion by the officials down here. They're all gathering inside the 5-yard line.
And saying if he touched it at the 1.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're saying he was able to keep it from going into the end zone at the 1. They're going to call it a touchback, I think is the right call. But I think the officials wanted to have a discussion about it, so they're going to bring this out to the 20. And the Eagles will start from there. The Eagles have 2 touchdown drives in this half. One that started at the 28, the last one that started at the 14. So this is about average for them in the second half. Let's see if they can drive down the field towards the south end zone and score some points. 11:09 left in this ballgame, and the Eagles have the ball all tied up at 28. Barrera from the shotgun takes the snap, Here's a handoff to Luis Flores. Flores tries to bounce right, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of a yard to the 19.
One thing that we saw about, you mentioned it, that they were working on Luis Flores, and I watched that for a while. He's actually cramping up. It doesn't look like it's an injury.
It's a very hot day today in Eagle Pass and a warm evening now for these players down on the field. Ball is on the near hash mark, 2nd and 11 for the Eagles from the 19. Barrera in the shotgun, 3 receivers over to the top side. He's going to put a man in motion to the near side of the line, takes the snap. Here comes the blitz, lets the pass go. He's got Silva overthrown at about midfield as Silva was streaking downfield, had maybe about a step on his defender, but Barrera had to rush that throw as the blitz was coming in from both ends.
A tough pass by Barrera as he had a lot of pressure, had to throw it off his back foot.
Couldn't get in, got a little bit too much air under that ball intended for his receiver. And now there's a penalty that will go against the Panthers, and it's going to give the Eagles a first down at the 29. Looks to be in the area of a defensive hold.
That is a big break for the Eagles.
Fresh set of downs from the 29 for the Eagles now with 10:23 left in the ball game. Let's use up all 10:23 of that time, score a touchdown, and get out of here. How about that? Here's Barrera from the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, caught by Sebastian Velasquez, and he's upended immediately at the 35-yard line after a gain of 5 yards.
Number 4 for the Panthers, a really good job there on defense. That's Matthew Pillport.
2nd and 5 coming up for the Eagles here from the 35, and I think this is the right thing to do. Take as much of that clock as you are able to with under 10 minutes left here in the ball game. Take your time in going downfield. 2nd and 5, here's Velasquez in motion again to the top side. Quick look that way, and Barrera looks to run it himself, trying to turn the corner over on the far side. He's able to do it at the 45 and to midfield before going out of bounds. Over on the far sideline, they're going to move the chains, and the Eagles are going to have the ball right at the 50.
I wish I had a camera on that far side at ground level, field level, because Barrera looked like he was running into a cloud of white jerseys and somehow managed to sort of come out and head for the sideline.
That defense did a good job of stringing him out, but he was able to find the correct lane there over on the far side.
Cut the corner.
9.5 minutes left here, 9:33 to be exact, as the clock stops when Barrera went out of bounds. Ball on the far hash line. Barrera's in the shotgun. 3 receivers here to the near side. Only 2 seconds left on the play clock. They get the play off in time. Handoff to Luis Flores. Up the middle he goes, spinning around. And Luis Flores is going to have an Eagle first down after a gain of 10 yards to the 40.
Nose of the football right at the 40. They moved the chains, just what the Eagles needed. Opened up that running game.
Luis Flores knows what to do when he's in space. Makes tacklers miss, spins around, is able to do a good job. 9:10 left now in the ballgame. The Eagles driving in Panther territory at the 40-yard line. Barrera's going to come to the shotgun with Flores on his left and 2 receivers on either side of the formation. 3 men down on the defense. Now, Barrera's going to come out into a wide receiver position, and Velasquez is going to take the snap himself. Back the pitch, fakes the pitch to Barrera, and Velasquez has got the ball at the 30, at the 25, trying to bring him down inside the 20, dragging defenders with him inside the 15-yard line. There's that trick play you had talked about a little while ago, partner. It's time for it. They bid on the fake on the pitch back to Barrera, and Velasquez had all that room to run.
Not only that, he took over here the near side of the field, breaking tackles. He's got that white T-shirt. That thing stretched about a mile.
First down for the Eagles inside the 15-yard line at the 13. Barrera in the shotgun, takes the snap. The handoff is to Luis Flores. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and pushed back. He'll lose 2 yards to the 15. It's going to be a 2nd and 12 coming up for the Eagles with 8 minutes and counting in the third quarter. Eagles have their full complements of timeouts, as do the Panthers. But this is exactly the kind of drive this Eagle offense needed. Take some time off the clock as much as possible to keep the ball away from Medina Valley. Leave them very little time when you give it back to them. But more importantly, score some points.
Look for 84 in the slot here.
The man who's caught a big pass before, Joaquin Hernandez in the slot over on the left. Here's a fake handoff. Barrera looking to keep it himself. Turns the corner, heads towards the 10, and is pushed out of bounds. They're going to give him the 10-yard line, a gain of 5 yards on the play. It's going to be a 3rd and 7 now for the Eagles.
I believe that they can get a first down without getting in the end zone.
The Eagles can get a first down, I believe, at the 3.
How important is it to get 7 instead of 3 here?
That would be huge for the Eagles to score a touchdown here and really go up by 7. Barrera in the shotgun, 3rd and 8 for the Eagles here, and the Eagles are going to have to use their first timeout of the half. Well placed here with about just under 7.5 minutes left in the ball game. All tied up at 28, but the Eagles are knocking on the door when we come back. Coming out of this timeout, which you and I both agree, partner, is a well-called timeout. You want to make sure that you've got your right play calling in. You've got time. You've got 3 timeouts to use. Here come the Eagles on a 3rd and 8 from the 10-yard line. They can still get a first down at the 3. Barrera rolls right, looking for someone downfield. Lets a pass go, and it's caught by Luis Flores in the end zone. Boy, Barrera just floated that thing at the very last possible second before he went out of bounds. It hung in the air, and out of nowhere, Luis Flores came in, picked it up from under the air, from the air, and went in for the touchdown.
One of those that you floated out there and just gave Luis Flores enough time. Luis Flores' focus and concentration were really what made that play.
That touchdown comes with 7:18 left.
What do we have here?
In the ball game.
Are they trying to say something's going on here because the officials coming over to talk to the Eagles coaching staff? And I think they're looking up at the clock. They're looking up at unless somebody in the stands has maybe got one of those lasers or something. Huh?
We've got a stoppage here. The officials have approached the Eagles coaches, and the coaches are pointing up here towards the stands, kind of in our general direction, actually.
Yeah, and we're not doing anything.
Well, I don't. At least I don't think we are. But I don't know what
they continue to look up here. Oh, that's what it is. Somebody's complaining that we got somebody up here in the stands blowing a whistle.
It was whistles blowing, and of course that can be confusing at times for the players who aren't sure if the play has ended or not. The good news is,
that could be the opposing coaches say, hey, let's try it. Maybe our players stopped playing because they heard a whistle and get an attempt to get that thing called back.
More importantly, I don't see any points on the board for the Eagles, and for some reason the offense is back. Are they going to redo this down?
No.
No, here comes the extra point team now.
No. Bite your tongue.
Yeah. I was confusing because the offense was still down on the field. Coach Roger Olivas is.
But why is the ball at the 10-yard line?
Well, that's normally where they would put it down for the field goal kick, but this is the offense coming back onto the field. They're going to redo, I think.
And they took the points off the board?
They did. They're going to redo this because I think what they're saying is that the Panther defenders pulled up because they heard a whistle.
That's what I was telling you.
And so they're going to redo this 3rd and 8 now from the 10-yard line. Bizarre, something we haven't seen ever in our experience, but here come the Eagles, 3rd and 8. They've got to do it all over again. Same play, Barrera rolling right, looking for someone open, and just out of reach of Sebastian Velasquez, who was down there, and the Eagles are going to have to settle, hopefully, for 3 points here off of the foot of Ivan Cruz.
That's huge.
Yeah,
that play is most certainly huge. That I've never really ever seen that.
And I've got to tell you, just thinking back on it live, I don't know that anybody on the defense pulled up or stopped trying on that previous touchdown play. Here's the snap. The kick from Cruz is on its way, and it is good. And the Eagles now have a 3-point lead, 31-28. That comes with 7:07 left in the football game, and the Eagle defense now will be back on the field hoping to stop that Panther attack. .707 left in the ball game. The Eagles have just taken a 3-point lead. Their first lead of the ball game comes with 7:07 left here in the fourth quarter. And now, Morris, the ask for that Eagle defense becomes huge. Kick is on its way. It's a good one, headed to the south end zone by Ivan Cruz. Fair caught, and a touchback coming for the Panthers. They'll start at the 20.
You know, the Panther running game will eat up a lot of clock. So important here that the Eagle defense get a 3-and-out over here on the Panther side of the field.
I think what we can expect is a little bit more of a mix of over the air and pass, because they know that they've only got 7:07 left, and they've got 75 yards to go. Wright is the man in the backfield. He's been the workhorse in the second half. Javier Gonzalez under center. There goes Crisp in motion across the formation. The handoff is to Wright. Wright finds some room on the right side of the line and is spun down before reaching the 30 to the 29.
You got to wonder, we haven't seen a lot of the running threat from Gonzalez here.
He really, in the first the first drive of the second half, when Medina Valley scored the touchdown, he really carried the load on the ground. Since then, we've seen a lot more of Wright out of the backfield. Here is a keeper, then a pitch to Crisp. Crisp puts it on the ground, and he's going to be brought down back here at the 25. That's the one option out of that triple option that they just do not have in rhythm yet, is the pitch. We've seen this already 3 or 4 times, and the Eagles were on him there.
Gonzalez has made his timing on that pitch, and he made some high pitches that have been hard to handle. They were lucky that time that we didn't get the ball.
Absolutely. 3rd and 10 now from the 25. And this is where we might see Gonzalez take to the air. He's got Crisp in the slot on the right side. A man split out wide right. And Rodriguez here split out wide left to the near side. On 3rd and 10. Gonzalez drops back. There's the pass. He's got a man who had a half a step. That's number 9, the intended receiver, Easton Lang. We've seen him catch already, but this time just out of his reach. And just like you called for, 3rd and 3 and out.
3 and out. And luckily that Gonzalez led him a little bit too much there because he was open.
He had a couple of steps on his defender. Sebastian Velasquez is going to go back here to receive this punt coming from Connor Crisp. 5:43 left in the ball game. The Eagles had a touchdown wiped off the board about 10 minutes ago because someone in the stands blew a whistle. Supposedly, allegedly. Here's a kick from Crisp. Velasquez has to be careful with this one. He's going to try to come up and field it on one bounce at the 35, and Velasquez has room, spins around, and he's in Panther territory. No guts, no glory, I guess.
No,
here's Sebastian Velasquez, a very dangerous fielding.
Very nonchalantly started backing up, and then was trying to judge the bounce. And then all of a sudden, when he saw that the ball bounce, he came up and just took it in stride and fought his way up the sideline. The near sideline.
Into Panther territory. The ball's going to be at the 46. Excellent starting field position for this Eagle offense. And now with 5.5 minutes left, Medina Valley does have all 3 of their timeouts. They're going to be able to use them to stop the clock, plus the 2-minute timeout. That really gives you 4 timeouts.
What you'll see from Javi Barrera is what they've done all game long. They'll take that game clock in under 5 seconds every time. They come up to the line. Now, they're going to step back here in a minute.
And they absolutely should do that. Velasquez comes to the near side of the formation. Here's a handoff to Luis Flores. Gets spun around. Inside the 45, he goes to the 44, a gain of 2 yards. More importantly, as you mentioned, partner, the clock keeps ticking. Between the end of this play and the start of the next one.
But it's imperative that the Eagle offense keep this football and keep it away from the Panther offense.
Absolutely. You do not want this Panther offense to get their hands back in the ball, at least not until maybe you score a touchdown and give yourself some space. 4:52 left in the ball game. Ball's at the 44-yard line on the near hash mark. 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Barrera from the shotgun. 3 receivers over to the far side. 1 split out wide right here to the near side. Barrera will take the snap. Keeps it himself after faking the handoff, and he's going to be hit hard. There is a flag over on the far side of the field. It's going to be a false start against the Eagles. So the clock's going to stop on the penalty, and it'll cost the Eagles 5 yards, but they will be able to redo 2nd down from the 49.
And, well, let's think about this. You think they'll take the penalty, won't they?
They will, and it'll make it now a 2nd and about 13.
That official's trying to figure out, what am I going to do with this football? Now he's going to come ask for help.
Well, the ball was at the 40. Let me look at my play chart. The ball was at the 41. And so, yeah, it should be moved to the 46 after the 5 yards. 4.5 minutes left in the ball game. Eagles facing a 3rd and 8. I think
that's a 2nd down.
I think these down markers are wrong. This should be a repeat of 2nd down.
Yes, and that's what they're talking about here. Everybody's asking what's going on. And
They're not changing these
they're
yard
not
markers.
changing anything.
By my count, this should be a repeat.
Well, did they decline the penalty?
Well, maybe they did, but the ball is at the 46, which still doesn't match up with my drive chart unless that previous one was third down and we just missed it. In any case, 3rd and 8 for the Eagles here.
And now they're still talking about it. They're still talking about it. Barrera looks over at the sideline and goes, hey.
I really think this is 2nd down.
It should be 2nd down. And the Eagle coaches should be asking about it too. No, they're see, they're still talking about it.
Someone should have an idea, right? Somebody's got to keep track.
We hope so.
Down on the field of what down this should be.
We got like
and
5-6 zebras down there.
It would be a shame if we got robbed of a down here.
And Coach Olivas is not happy.
And again, if I'm looking at my drive chart, that penalty on 2nd down would make you repeat
there you
2nd down.
There you go again. And the big question becomes, see, that was a pre-snap penalty anyway.
Yeah, they let the play run.
Yeah.
But the flag came on a false start.
Right.
And so
which makes it pre-snap.
Yeah. So you redo the down after the 5 yards.
Correct. And right. So that should not be 3rd down then.
Well, they've changed the clock to 4:05. But to me, that might only be part of the issue. Because, again, I really think this should be 2nd down here.
Because that becomes huge. Because that makes it a 3rd and 10 instead of a 2nd and 10.
You know, back in the day, Nebraska got 5 downs against Missouri one time in a big game. It
just happened to be against Missouri, right?
Well, it did. We remember. We have long memories when it comes to that. Tom Osborne in Nebraska back in the day always got the calls. But this is, as you mentioned, partner, this is huge. I mean, unless we're mistaken down here. Now the thing says 3rd and 10.
Right. And this looks like that's what we're going to – look, see, they're asking over here. Barrera lets it fly, has a man open.
Sebastian Velasquez with the catch. I think unless that's Luis Flores into the end zone for the touchdown. Doesn't matter what down that was. We'll take the result of that play, which is a touchdown over on the far side of the field to Luis Flores coming out of the backfield. Barrera floated it and in for the touchdown. That Luis Flores who did come down with that, I believe it was. In any case, with 3:54 left in the ball game, the Eagles have added 6 points to their lead.
You know, Luis Flores went out to the far sideline, looked like he was coming back in, and the defender bid on that, and then the nice floater by Barrera.
Ivan Cruz with the point after attempt. It is up, and it is good, and the Eagles now have a 10-point lead, 38-28 with 3:54 left in the ball game. .354 left in the ball game, and the Eagles have just taken a 10-point lead. Again, this is a ball game, partner, in which halfway through the second quarter, the Eagles were down 21-0. And very slowly, actually quickly in the case of the second half of the second quarter, but slowly here in the second half, fair caught back here by Gonzalez at the 5-yard line. They're going to start at the 25. But you've got to hand it to both sides of the ball for the Eagles. The defense has come up big and made adjustments, stopped this attack. But more importantly, Javier Barrera with his feet early on in this half, and then some beautifully thrown passes late.
That last play with all the confusion and the commotion, Barrera stood up in the pocket, and he knew exactly where Luis Flores was going to be.
And you mentioned it off air. That stoppage in play might have affected the defensive focus a little bit on the other side. Gonzalez to pass, lets it go, incomplete over to the top side of the field, intended there for Joseph Habe.
One thing that's going to begin to happen here, and the Eagles need to guard against, the Panthers have to get out of their game plan. Yeah. They're going to have to throw the football here.
And when that happens, you might pick up an interception maybe. Mm-hmm. If this is an offense that's not too comfortable throwing the ball downfield. Gonzalez is in the shotgun. He's going to move Crisp in motion. The handoff. He faked the handoff to Crisp, and Gonzalez will keep himself. And on the quarterback keeper, only 3 yards to the 28.
The Eagle defense doing a lot better job of reading that option now.
Keying in as Gonzalez keeps the ball. Wright is in the backfield with Gonzalez. 2 receivers on either side of the formation. It's a 3rd and 8. Gonzalez from the shotgun takes the snap, looks left, lets the ball go, and it's caught by Rodriguez. An excellent job of keeping his focus. Raymond Rodriguez with the catch gets the Panthers a first down to the 39. Clock stops as Rodriguez went out of bounds.
Number 13, Tristan Villaseñor was there. He wanted just to make sure that the receiver didn't get behind him.
Ball on the near hash mark. Gonzalez in the pocket. Now rolls left, looking downfield. It is incomplete. Intended at the 45-yard line for Easton Lang. And behind Lang, there were about 2 or 3 Eagles who might have been able to come up with that.
That ball went right through Lang's hands. And one of those Eagles was, it hit him in the hands also.
3:06 left in the ballgame. The Eagles with a 10-point lead. This is a Medina Valley offense that put 70 on the board last week against Burbank High School. We got to hand it to the Eagle defense here for limiting the damage to 28 points. Gonzalez dropping back. Here comes the pressure. Lets the pass go. It's caught by Lang, and he's got room at midfield, 45-40, and finally taken down at the 40-yard line. Inside there, Gonzalez held on to that, Morris, until the very last possible second.
Yeah, and Gonzalez got hit, took a big hit, but he caught Lang streaking across toward the near sideline.
Ball is at the 38. 1st and 10 in Eagle territory for the Panthers, 2:54 left. Medina Valley still has all 3 of their timeouts, plus the 2-minute timeout. You want to be careful here and make sure that Medina Valley doesn't come back on you at this point. Rolling right, passes off. Crisp makes the catch inside the 30 and goes out of bounds to stop the clock at the 29.
So, good job of working the sidelines here by Medina Valley and stopping the clock.
The Eagle defense on its heels now. They have to be careful not to give up a score. There is a timeout called by the Eagle defense. That is their second one of the second half. With 2:48 left, Eagles are up 38-28. Oh, a timeout called on defense by the Eagles, trying to make adjustments here. Again, there still is under 3 minutes left in this ball game, and the Panthers have not used any of their timeout. Well, they've used one. Nope, they've got all three of them left, plus the 2-minute timeout. Wright is in the backfield with Gonzalez, Crisp in the slot here on the left, and Rodriguez split out wide right. That's exactly where he's going to. Rodriguez makes the catch and quickly taken out of bounds at the spot of the catch, the 25, but it's good enough for a Panther first down.
But you got to guard against. They've been working the sidelines now. Be real careful that they don't break somebody up the middle and get behind us.
No quick touchdowns. You got to make them work for it if they're going to get a score here. Gonzalez in the shotgun, has Wright on his left. 1st and 10 from the 25 for the Panthers. Here comes the blitz. Gonzalez is going to step up in the pocket, still looking for someone. Batted down. Good job there. That appears to be number 2, Alex Ruiz, the linebacker, with that bat down. Excellent job.
Gonzalez tried to step up in the pocket and then look for a receiver, but the Eagle defense was right in his face.
And a good job. If you can't get to the quarterback, bat it down. 2:36 clock stops on the incompletion. Ball is at the 24. It's a 2nd and 10 there for the Panthers. Gonzalez again in the shotgun. Here's Crisp in the slot. Rodriguez up there. Pump fake to him, then lets the ball go, and it is caught for a touchdown over on the far side of the field by Raymond Rodriguez. And the Panthers are right back in it with 2.5 minutes left here in the ball game. A 24-yard touchdown strike.
We did have double coverage over there, by the way, so Gonzalez threaded the needle.
A touchdown comes with 2:29. Here's a big extra point here for Payne. The kick is up, and that kick is no good. And that is huge because it puts the Eagle lead at 4 instead of at 3, and now they need a touchdown in order to win this game, and a field goal isn't enough to tie it. 2:21 left, 38-34 is the Eagle lead. We have a heck of a finish coming up for you.
All three of us were thinking the same thing.
You and I have been doing this a while. I think we're of the same mind. You have to look out for an onside here.
And our broadcast engineer, she had the same idea.
We were all thinking about it. You've got to put your hands team. It did take a little extra couple of seconds for the kicking team to come out onto the field. Connor Crisp, who's a very good ball handler because he plays both ways, is the man who does these kickoffs. And look at how he's set up the ball. Well, now he's putting it on a tee. Originally, he had it
flat.
Yeah, just laying on the ground. Well, let's see what happens here. 2:29 left in the ball game, and let's see if we're right. And Medina Valley is going to try an onside kick here. There was movement early, no flags.
Oh, no.
And that's one of the upmen tried to field it for the Eagles and was off his fingertips, and eventually that ball just slid out of bounds. The Eagles are very, very lucky that...
And that was me going, no. It's just...
These are the moments in the game when you've got to keep your head about you.
Yes.
You've got to be very careful. You've got to understand the circumstance.
Well, he tried to catch that over his shoulder.
You've got to maybe just let that go over if that's the case, and trust your return man back there. So the Eagles with a 4-point lead now come onto the field on offense with 2:25 left. Medina Valley does have all three of their timeouts left, plus there's a 2-minute timeout that's coming.
Ball at the 24.
Anybody who's handling the ball for the Eagles has to secure it here. They're going to be trying to strip it. 2 running backs in the backfield with Barrera. The handoff is to Flores. There goes the strip attempt. And Flores keeps the pile moving forward to the 27-yard line. Why does that down marker still say 3?
That down marker should say 2.
Do you think that was part of the confusion, that down marker on the far side of the field is stuck at 3? There they go. I was about to throw my headset out the window.
I think that's what happened last time.
I think that's what happened to them last time.
He sort of double-clicked. Now you don't have to turn those. They're not mechanical. These are, digital now. And who knows? Maybe he had a quick finger and clicked it twice.
And you hate to have that.
The Medina Valley coaches over there talking about something.
And you hate to have that at home where it's going to affect you negatively. But I looked up just now and saw a number 3 over there.
And the chain crew is on the opposing side, over on the far side.
They are.
So
here comes an announcement from the official.
Let's see what we've got.
He's got something in his hand. He's got a card or something.
Yes.
In his hand, and I don't know what that's about.
Let's see. We're gonna look at this. Well, here we go.
So, kind of a bizarrely officiated game, partner. You and I haven't had one like this in a while.
No.
Second and 7 for the Eagles from the 27-yard line with 2:17 left. The Panthers used a timeout there to stop the clock. Again, the handoff to Flores, trying to find his way through the defense, and he'll get pushed back for a loss of a yard to the 26. The Panthers are going to use another timeout here.
The Eagles, what they're trying to do was keep the clock running.
Mm-hmm.
But while doing that, you've got to get some yardage.
You saw Flores try to keep grinding those feet, keep moving his legs to try to keep the clock ticking. But now the clock has stopped with 2:10 left, and the Eagles have a very important 3rd and 7 here.
Well, maybe, partner, what they're trying to do here, they've hit the middle twice. Now maybe a little fake, and have Barrera tried to cut the corner.
You want to give him a run-pass option? He's been very good at those in this half, and he's known exactly when to use his feet to get a first down and when to throw that ball down the field to an open receiver. So you would expect that they are going to give Barrera that option here on 3rd and 8 from the 27-yard line. 3rd and 7 from the 27.
Most definitely, this is a very, very important.
If the Eagles can convert here, you've already robbed the Panthers of 2 timeouts. All they'll have left is 1 plus the 2-minute timeout. Barrera in the shotgun puts Flores in motion to the far side of the field. He's going to keep it himself up the middle. He goes and
I can tell you exactly what happened there.
Oh, there's a false start. I think Flores started going in north and south before.
Started early, and that hurt. He ran in a slant and turned upfield way too early. And what a costly penalty, because that's going to bring it back, and it's still going to be 3rd down, but gosh.
Ball's going to be down at the 22 now. After that penalty, the clock stops on the penalty.
This is what, like a 3rd and 12?
This is about a 3rd and, 3rd and 12.
Are we close to the 2-minute timeout?
We were 10 seconds away. It'll probably come after this play unless Medina Valley chooses to use it on this side of the 2 minutes. Barrera again puts a man in motion. It's a keeper. He'll try to navigate through the defense himself, is unable to, and he's down at the 29, and the Panthers are going to let the 2-minute timeout do their work for them. And on the other side of this, the Eagles will punt off from the 28, and Medina Valley is going to have 1 timeout left to go on offense. A tense final 2 minutes here at Cozumel Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Eagles have a 4-point lead, 38-34. On for the punt is Bastian Medina with 2 men back to receive. High snap. Medina gets it down, gets the punt off. It's up in the air, and it hits at the 45. And now they try to field it for some reason. Gonzalez did over on the far side, but then it went out of bounds. We've had about 3 or 4 of those where we've had an opportunity to recover on kickoffs and punts, and we just have not been able to come up with it. But more importantly, Morris, with a minute 47 left and 1 timeout, the Medina Valley offense is starting at the 49, and now that missed extra point is big because they could be very close to field goal range starting here, but now they need a touchdown.
It is big, and that penalty we got down here that took us to a 3rd and 12 changed the complexity of that drive.
This Eagle defense has a minute and 47 seconds left to hold off the oncoming Medina Valley Panther offense. Gonzalez is in the shotgun, takes the snap, drops back, lets the pass go in and out of the hands of Rodriguez, who had fallen and actually gotten back up to try to make that reception, but was unable to. Clock stops with 1:42.
Our defensive secondary is going to be tested here. They are going to try to push the ball to the sidelines and try to get behind our coverage.
2nd and 10 from the 49, a minute 42 left. The Panthers have 1 timeout left, down by 4. Gonzalez takes the snap. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Picked up, lets the pass go, and the pass is incomplete, but there is a late flag.
And
this is going to be a pass interference.
That coach over there, I mean, he was right all over the official telling him to throw the flag. And it was on the other side of the field. The contact was there just as the ball got there, but it could have gone either way.
That's going to move the Panthers into Eagle territory. Now the ball is spotted at the 38-yard line after the penalty. First down from there. How about an interception here? That would really hit the spot. A minute 37 left in the ball game. Eagles up 38-34. Gonzalez from the shotgun looks right. Quick pass to Rodriguez, who makes the catch and heads downfield. Taken out of bounds on the far sideline right at the yard to get for a first down about the 28. Looks like they're going to give him the 27. And here come the Panthers. Another first down for them. Gonzalez very comfortable going to Rodriguez. The man split out wide right on the top of the field. A minute and a half, minute 31 left here. Clock stops as Rodriguez went out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Here comes the blitz. Gonzalez steps up. He's going to keep it himself. Rolls right and is pushed out of bounds on the far sideline at the 20. A 7-yard gain on the keeper by Gonzalez. 2nd and 3. More importantly, they keep running out of bounds, and the clock keeps stopping, so there's no real urgency for them to come back and snap the ball. A minute 24 left on the clock in the ball game, and the Eagle defense trying to hold on late in the ball game here. The Eagles are up by 4. Here's Gonzalez. He's looking into the end zone. There's the pass. It is incomplete and very nearly intercepted over on that sideline. That should be number 13, Tristan Villaseñor, who is over there in coverage, and very nearly, that was a 50-50 ball, and he very nearly came up with it.
This is a 3rd down now, so I don't know if they'll run the football.
3rd and 3. 4-down territory, no doubt, for the Panthers. Right in the backfield with Gonzalez, who's in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side of the formation from the far hash mark. Gonzalez will take the snap. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got room to run. Somebody's going to try to chase him down. They finally upend him inside the 15. That's big because the clock keeps ticking. Gonzalez did not go out of bounds. The clock has stopped for some reason. The coach is asking them to spike the ball, but they stopped the clock here.
Yes, and I don't know why.
First down. Gonzalez is coming under center. Now he'll go back into shotgun. There's some confusion from the far sideline for the Panthers. Gonzalez now under center. Will drop back, lets the pass go. It's caught by Lang at the 9, still grinding, trying to reach the end zone, and he will. Lang in for the touchdown on a little swing pass out to the right with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the ball game.
Lang caught that football. We had a defender latch on to him, but he did a little spin and then just kept turning toward the end zone and got in.
40-38 is the score now. Payne coming on for the point after. Again, this is a big one. The kick is on its way, and it is good. And with 1 minute, 4 seconds left in the ballgame, the Panthers have taken a 3-point lead, 41-38 over the Eagles. The end of the game when we come back. A minute and 4 seconds left here. The Eagles hoping to get the ball back. You really don't want to get caught by surprise with an onside kick here. Eagles down by 3, 41-38. 2 men back to receive this kickoff. Luis Flores and Sebastian Velasquez hoping to get their hands on this kickoff from Connor Crisp. Kick is on its way, and they will let it go into the end zone and out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Eagles have 1 timeout left, 1 minute 4. And let's see what the Eagle offense can do here to maybe at the very least get Ivan Cruz into field goal territory to tie the game.
Well, this sure has been an exciting football game. Back and forth, topsy-turvy. Especially when the Panthers came out quickly and took a 21-0 lead that the Eagles have fought back and even took the lead.
And about 4 minutes ago in game time, the Eagles had a 10-point lead. And now the Panthers have come all the way back late in the fourth quarter. They lead 41-38. And with 1 minute and 4 seconds left, the Eagle offense will take the field and try to march 75 yards down to ice this game, the first district game of the season for the Eagles. Barrera's in the shotgun all by himself. In the backfield, will take the snap. Steps up in the pocket, now rolling right, still looking for someone. He's going to keep it himself. He's at the 25, at the 30, steps out of bounds at about the 32-yard line with under a minute left now, 56 seconds left. They're going to mark him out at the 32, a 7-yard gain. And now down in distance doesn't really matter as much as getting first downs and moving the ball and keeping time.
And the thing here being that you know what the Panther defense has to be thinking. Give him anything except, get behind us.
That's right.
Or
56 seconds showing on the clock. Barrera again in the backfield all by himself. He's going to move a man in motion here. That's Velasquez who's going to come to the right slot. He looks that way. Does Barrera, lets a pass go. It's caught by Velasquez at the 39. That's actually Silva with the catch at the 39. Jeremiah Silva gets the Eagles a first down. The chains aren't moving. And, that's an illegal shift that's going to get called on the Eagles from the far side. And they're going to have to walk it back.
And that is such a huge penalty. You've got to be thinking that the Medina Valley coach over there has been really working those officials over there.
It certainly looks that way. They're they're going to ask him if I think they're asking him if he wants to accept that penalty, or they will not accept the penalty, and so. Well, if they don't accept the penalty, then the result of the play is a first down. So I don't get that. There they go. They're going to march him back now. It's an illegal shift on the Eagles, and the ball is going to end up at the 27-yard line after the penalty.
And it's second down.
I sure hope that says 2 up there. Yes, it does. 52 seconds left, 2nd and 8. Barrera again in the backfield by himself. 4 receivers over on the far side. 3 down linemen for that Panther defense. Here comes Velasquez to the near side to the slot. Barrera, long throw, and it is caught by Velasquez. That's actually Silva with the ball and out of bounds. That ball was bobbled by 2 Panther defenders who couldn't come down with it, and Jeremiah Silva came in between them, grabbed it, and headed downfield. And I don't know what's happening down here, but Coach Olivas is giving it to the official.
I was almost for sure that was an interception.
That had all the makings.
And luckily, the defensive back had not so good hands, and it was batted around by 2 of them, and our receiver came up with it. That was Silva, right?
That had all the makings of an interception, batted around by the secondary, and Jeremiah Silva was able to come down with it. Roger Olivas was complaining about a horse collar on Silva as he was running downfield. Barrera now, incomplete pass out of bounds as he was being chased, and again the coaches are complaining of a horse collar tackle and a face mask. Barrera's telling the official, they brought me down by my face mask, no flags on the play. 36 seconds left on the clock.
Play clock down to 30 seconds. This is a second down.
You've got to be careful here. This is in territory for Ivan Cruz, so
How much time have we got there?
We've got 36 seconds left. Clock stops on the incompletion. The defense is all around here. There's a pass into the end zone.
That's got to be an interference.
And there is no flag on that play. Let's see. Is there a flag down on the field?
I don't know. He threw his cap down. Or what is that?
I think it's a football, but
we're wondering here what's.
Oh, there's a flag in the end zone. Rudy Cruz is going to give us the call here. Pass interference in the end zone. Absolutely. We saw it clear as day.
Yeah, that had to have been a pass interference.
From up here.
And the football is
at the 2.
At the 2.
Half the distance. And it's going to be a 1st and goal. The Eagles do still have 1 timeout with 32 seconds left and the ball at the 2-yard line. A game with twists and turns, lead changes. Here's a handoff to Luis Flores. He's not going to be able to get into the end zone. He'll be down at the 1. Let's see if the coaches will call a timeout here. They will, with 22 seconds left. And, of course, what that does is leaves you without timeouts in case you've got to get your field goal unit onto the field. They're not going to have a timeout to use.
The coaches are arguing here that he called a timeout, and it took him forever to give him the timeout. So they might put some more time on this clock.
I tell you what. There's an announcement at the beginning of every game that says that folks should go easy on the officials because they're volunteers, and we certainly understand that. But this is a bizarrely officiated game.
I like the way you put that. That bizarrely.
We've seen things in this game that, partner, you and I haven't seen in a long time.
The point that we want to make here is that a game that has been bizarrely officiated does not mean it's been badly officiated.
Well, you and I might disagree on that on that point, but a lot of stoppages because the officials are trying to figure out things like down and distance.
Do we still have a timeout left? It's still on the board?
We should not, I don't believe.
Well, there's one there.
But it does stay 1.
So What do we look for here? A fake up the middle with Barrera heading for the end zone?
You've type of bootleg action, and run pass option like they've given Barrera. From the pistol, Barrera takes the snap, hands off to Luis Flores. He's going to be held up at the 1. They're going to try to push him in. He's down at the half-yard line, and now they have to hurry up. Unless they've got a timeout in their pocket,
No,
but I don't
not.
see the coaches calling a timeout.
There is no timeout.
This is third down. They've got to get this ball snapped quickly with 7 seconds. Barrera's going to spike it, and
there's 5 seconds on the board.
they're going to bring out Ivan Cruz to try to tie this ball game. Boy, from the 2-yard line, the Eagles unable to get the football in the end zone. And it looks like for now, are headed to overtime in really an incredible first district game of the season for the Eagles against the Medina Valley Panthers, a game that's had a ton of lead changes, stoppages, back and forth. And now Medina Valley is going to use their last time out of the game to ice Ivan Cruz. We're going to keep it right here. 5 seconds left on the clock. And Cruz, this is looking to be maybe about a 20-yard field goal or so, depending on where they put this down. But
we've had everything in this football game. We've had a large Panther lead, 21-0. The Eagles come storming back, take the lead. We've had confused officiating.
I like that.
And we've had a near interception with the ball batted up, and our Eagle receiver, I think it was Henry Silva, wasn't it?
Jeremiah Silva.
Jeremiah Silva. Well, Henry's his father.
That's right.
And Jeremiah Silva comes up with it. And,
this is going to be an 18-yard field goal attempt from the right foot of Ivan Cruz with 5 seconds left to basically send this game into overtime. The snap, the hold, it's blocked. And the Panthers are going to take this at the 15, and they are going to run all the way back for a game-ending touchdown. The block came from the left side, and those 3 attempts to get into the end zone from the 2-yard line are big. That's the difference in the game. A game that is going to end with a 47-38
could our
score.
Game get any more bizarre?
That's
I
right.
guess.
That's a fitting ending to what's been a weird game. The officials are headed to the locker room quickly over on the far side, and at the very last possible second, with 5 seconds left, the Eagles are going to take an L in their first district game of the season.
47-38.
47-38 is the final
Not
score
even
here.
an extra point kicked here.
No time left and no need for the extra point there. And in a game that, again, had a lot of back and forth, a lot of twists and turns, the Eagles now look forward to their next district game of the season. Next week, the Mavericks are in San Antonio today. We promised you a score update from there, but this game was so kind of interesting that we've been unable to do that. We'll try to get that update for you as we leave you here. For those of you listening on iVision, we want to thank you for joining us for coverage of this first district game of the season for the Eagles. We'll see you next time. And for those of you listening on Eagle Pass Sports Central on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, an unbelievable finish here at Kozo Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium, 47-38. The final score. We're trying to get a score for you from San Antonio as the Mavericks take on the J Mustangs.
And that was not such good news for the Mavericks. The score we see here was 37-6 at halftime in favor of John Jay. Do you have a final there?
Not a final yet, I don't believe. Let me see where we are here.
So
there it is. Yeah, all I'm showing is
halftime.
Same as you. Halftime score 37-6. We'll be there for the Mavericks game next week. The Eagles, I believe, are open this coming week. Regardless, a tough loss at the very last second here at Kozo Foster Veterans Memorial Stadium. 47-38 is the final score. Eagles take a loss they look to recover. We'll be back with you for the prediction show this coming week, and we'll have live football coverage for you as well. For my partner, Morris Lipson Jr., for our audio technical engineer, Cristina Valadez, my name is Ruben Valadez. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great evening.